All right, so what I got today is a skid plate for my 2017 Tacoma. As you can see, I got the factory black one. I'll take those two pieces off. And what I bought was this guy. It's not the OEM, because it doesn't have the TRD on it, and it doesn't have the recessed spot for the letters. All right, but I got this for $220 on Amazon, and it's aluminum. It's solid. It's pretty thick. It's really thick. If I can show it there, it's a lot thicker than what's on there now. So it's basically the same thing. I hope it fits. It should. And then I bought the TRD letters separate for like 30 bucks. Okay, so it's a TRD. Yeah, so I bought the TRD letters separate. I'm gonna put those on, and you know what, $250 total. I got the plate. It's gonna look just like the factory. That's $200 or more cheaper than the factory one. So besides, it's really what you want is the protection of the metal, and man, this will definitely do it. It's really thick. It's over 1/8 of an inch thick. So it comes with the screws, all the mounting screws. It's the same opening that you got for the OEM. So I'm going to install that now. I'm going to do the letters first. I got to get the spot for the letters. I'm going to put the letters on it, center them, and then I'll install it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I got some alcohol, and I'm going to clean it up with alcohol. That noise you hear is a heater, because it's a little cold today. I got a heater going. See if I can warm it up, and then I'm going to use my heater gun and warm up the metal a bit so the letters stick. But let's clean it up with alcohol, and then I'm going to lay it out and make sure I got it centered, measure. So here's what I did. I put a piece of tape to mark where the letters go. I measured from this edge down here to the top of the letter. It was 8 7/8, and I used this measuring tape because it's flexible. Okay, so 8 7/8, and then I placed it according to this printout. That's a OEM TRD, and placed it as best as I could. I'm looking at these fins, and I'm going by that. The D is pretty much there at that fin, and the T is pretty much there at that fin, and then the R is right there. Now, I'm not going to get a factory, but that's looking pretty good. See, that's looking pretty good. I'm just going to have to measure from side to side, but I didn't have a flat edge to measure. So I guess that'll have to do. Let's see, according to the printout, the D ends at that bolt right there, and the T is, yeah, in that same position, just right after the bolt. So I think I'm good. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna heat it up a little bit because the metal's a little cold. I already cleaned it with alcohol, and I'll just heat it up a little bit with the heat gun so that it sticks on. I'm gonna mark it, the tape, so I know where the letters go, and then I can glue it down. Yeah, so I got it taped up. I taped it in the position that I want. See, that's the R right there, and that's where the T goes. And this is, I moved it over a little bit. This is the mark for the D, and that looks really good. So I'm just gonna heat it up with a heat gun, the metal, and then I'll just put it on. Hopefully my tape doesn't come off when I'm heating it up. So, but the metal's kind of cold, so just want to warm it up a little bit. So there it is. So I got it on. Looks straight. Looks nice and straight. And yeah, it looks really good. Looks like almost an OEM. Now, if you go off-roading a lot, yeah, they're gonna scrape off, but even the OEM ones scrape off too. So I don't go off-roading, so for me, this is good, and it looks good. So that's it. Now I'm gonna install it and see how it looks under the truck, but yeah, looks pretty nice. Yep, looks real nice. It looks centered. So let me put the other screws on it. And oh yeah, let me flip it over and show you how the bolts go, because this one had no instructions as to which bolts go where. So I'm gonna flip it over and show you. So this company sends you the bolts with the spacers, and the long bolts, the longer bolts, those go in the front. The slightly shorter than the other ones go in the middle. You can see the spacers are a lot shorter in the middle, and then these have no spacers at all. So they send you 4 washers, so I'm assuming a washer goes on the outside and a washer goes in the inside. And so I had to make these because the ones they sent me for like this don't hold the bolts. And it's easier if you got the bolts in place when you're under the truck. So that's how it goes. The long ones go, the longest ones go in the front, middle-sized ones in the middle, obviously, and the small ones in the back. So let me put those on and let me get this thing bolted on. Now, just trying to install it. Turns out that the longer screws go in the middle, and the shorter ones go in the front. So I just got to switch it around. So yep. So let me switch it around. All right, so I moved the screws around. So the short ones go in the front. The longer ones go in the middle. Okay, because I did it backwards and it didn't work. So hopefully I got it right this time. I'm pretty sure I do. And then, of course, the tiny ones go in the back. All right. On this particular plate, I had to make the back holes a little bit bigger or longer because it wasn't, the holes weren't falling into place, and I couldn't get the screws in. So I'm hoping it's okay now. If not, I got to take it off. If not, I got to take it off again. And then one of these screws, I had to re-tap because they jammed in the factory. They jammed the OEM screw in there, and I couldn't get these guys in. All the other screws fit, and I thought it was the screws, and I ordered a set of screws, which I'll have to return. It happened to be the hole, so I had to re-tap it, and now it works. Which it was a 12 1.25 tap that I had to order. Couldn't find it anywhere. So let's try it again and see what happens, and hopefully I can get it on this time. Okay, just as an added step or precaution, I put some anti-seize on the bolts, so that they don't get, because this gets a lot of water down there. So I put the anti-seize on all the bolts So if I got to take it off next time, it won't give me a hard time. I also got to torque them. So anti-seize is a good idea in case you want to, you know, resell the truck and you want to take this off. So I just did that, and let me go put it on. So here it is. I got it mounted finally. Man, that was a pain in the butt. Wow, because it's heavy. So yep, so I got it in position. It looks really nice. Yep, it's not the stock TRD. It's another company that makes them, but make them to the right specs. And I was saying that I made the holes in the back a little bit larger. Didn't need to. It's just that once I retapped that hole that was not letting that screw hold on, and I got it on now, it worked out fine. The holes were fine. Okay, it's just that I couldn't get it on before because I couldn't get that screw in place or the bolt in place. But once you get the front started, you go to the middle ones and then the back ones. What I did was I put it on top of this dolly, and then for a little height I used the box that it came in, put it on top of there, and just rolled it under the truck. Put the front screws on first. Then I took the dolly out in the box, and it was hanging from the front screws. Went to the middle screws, started those, and then went to the back screws, and it wasn't too bad. And then you just tighten them little by little. Now all I got to do is torque them. Hopefully the instructions give you the torque, because the instructions kind of suck. Doesn't tell you what bolts go where. But the TRD came out really nice. That I had to buy that. That was about 30 bucks just for those letters. But for $220, and then for $250 I got this. So it worked out good, and the screws and everything were good. It was just the problem with the factory hole that was there. The seized nut, is that what they call it? There's a nut that's welded there. So yeah, that's it. Looks really nice. So there it is. Hope it's easier for you. Okay, thanks for watching. Good luck.